Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están ustedes? Welcome back, people. We're now in April, so this is going to be the roundup video for all the dividends I got paid in the month of March. And spoiler alert, it's my best month yet. So let's jump straight into it. But before we do, I'd just like to say thank you for joining me, because you could have been on YouTube watching absolutely anything. You could have been watching a woman who should have just asked for some help. But instead you're right here with me, so let's roll the credits and jump right into it. Right, could I ask you all to do me one favor, please? It won't cost you nothing. Could you all hit that like button? It does wonders for the growth of this channel. And also, if you're interested to see how I'm going to get on this journey, hit the subscribe button and join me on this journey. Right, so let's jump straight into it. For the 158 shares that I own of AG&C, they paid me £13.31. For the 5 shares I own of Prospect Capital, they paid me 21. For my 3 shares of ARBOR Realty Trust, they paid me 84. Next, my 3 shares of Ares Capital, they paid me 99. Followed by BP, I own 12 shares, they paid me 67. Followed by Bluefield Solar Income Fund, one I needed to build up drastically. I own 30 shares and I got paid 63. Next, with some spare change I had left over, I bought a fractional share, only 0.1 of a share of BROADCOM, but for that they paid me 30. Capital Southwest, for the 3 shares I own, they paid me £1.10. Then they paid me a special dividend of 10. You know, all adds up, I'll take it. Next up was Devon Energy. For my 3 shares, they paid me £1.84. For my 3 shares of IBM, they paid me £3.48. Imperial Brands, for my 4 shares, they paid me £1.97. For my 5 shares of Intel, they paid me £1.30. ARBOR Capital came through with a bonus dividend. For my 4 shares, they paid me 11. Next is SSE. For my 3 shares, they paid me 87. Next up is Shell. For my 27 shares, they paid me £6.51. Next is Skyworks Solutions. For my 2 shares, they paid me 86. Followed by Starbolt Carriers. For my 10 shares, they paid me £4.94. Next is the Renewable Infrastructure Group. I own 20 shares, and for those they paid me 34. Next up is Unilever. For my 2.8 shares, they paid me £1.07. In your dividend portfolios, you always want to make sure you've got some kind of consumer staples, especially for later this year or early next year when there's been a predicted recession coming. You want to make sure you've got those consumer staples, you know, companies that sell products that you need regardless what the economy is doing. If you don't have Unilever, you might want to look at Procter & Gamble, or you might want to look at Reckitt Benckiser. There's quite a few you can look at, but make sure you've got some of those consumer staples, because they will see you right during those hard times. But remember, that's just my opinion, and as I always say, not only am I not a financial advisor, I'm not your financial advisor. So always do your due diligence before you buy any stocks. I don't know about you, but I work too hard for my money just to be picking random stocks and gambling it away. Me, I spend a lot of time doing research on all these companies that I'm mentioning. I listen to a lot of company calls. I read investor presentations. I'm always trying to keep up to date as to what the stock's doing, what the company's doing, if there's been any change of leadership, because that's very important. A lot of things. So yeah, just always keep that in mind. But anyway, back to it. For my 1 share of Vale, I got paid 28. For my 4 shares of Viper Energy, I got paid £1.38. And finally, last but not least, for my 20 shares of Virgin Money UK, I got paid £1.50. Right, all of those combined give me a grand total of £45.34, which is my best month so far, but we're only 3 months in. But I'm very happy with that. You know, that's passive income, money I haven't had to work for. With that, I could buy a few different things, but instead, any dividends that I get, I like to reinvest. Not necessarily back into the companies which I own, but I do that. But I will, you know, I've got an ever-growing wish list, and I will just put that money in and add to it, and just keep topping up my shares. But anyway, for my favorite part, let's see what this does on my spreadsheet. £45.34. Oh, that is good news. So I'm up 400%. That's the difference to last year where I was. This time last year, I got paid £9.07 for the shares that I own. This year, £45.34. You know, that's not to be sniffed at, it's progress. And I don't care how big or how small, progress is progress. But look at that chart on the top right. You can see how far that the new purple bar has jumped. That is nearly as big as my September payment last year, and my September payment last year was my biggest payout. September last year, I got paid £46.27. So, you know, I wasn't far off my last year all-time high. So I'm very happy with that. I'm looking forward to seeing what this September is going to be like. Now, if you look at the bottom left chart, you can see Q1 is finished now, January, February, March. I got paid £101.61 in total. Q4 last year, my best was £93.76, so I'm already winning in that department. So yeah, it's just onwards and upwards, really. And I appreciate not everyone's as lucky as me having a girlfriend that can build you an amazing spreadsheet like this, but there are some services online you can subscribe to or pay to where they can make you charts like these. I know there's a few YouTubers selling their own graphs and whatnot, which you can then edit and use. But if not, just make something yourself that, you know, it's only you that needs to understand it. But when you just see it down on paper or on screen rather, and you can track your growth, it's a much better feeling. So I seriously advise trying to get some kind of spreadsheet made like this. Right, so that's it for this video. Next one will be early May, where I'll be rounding up all the dividends I received in the month of April. I don't think it will be as much as I made this month because I won't be getting paid from as much companies as I did in March. March and September are my biggest months so far. But yeah, like I said, not every month has to beat the previous month. I just want to see progress from what I made last year. Any progress is progress. So yeah, before I go, if I could just ask that you could hit the like button. It does wonders for the growth of this channel. I'd really appreciate that. And also, if you want to join me on this journey, hit that subscribe button. But that's it for this one. So, you know, to you and your family, I hope you all take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.